All right, so I was going to give you a little aerial view of the house where I'm building. Got the septic system in and kind of laid out some um, tape on the ground to show where things are. It's mostly for um, my own reference in the future if I need to know where the leach lines are and stuff. But anyway, so here's a 360. There's me. Howdy. And this is the 360 of the site build. I think you've seen this before in the other videos, but um, on the far where the power poles are, there's a well and some equipment and stuff. And uh, like I said before, everything in that on that trailer will be the house. Everything, all the lumber, all the roofing, all the doors and windows, everything's there. So here's the septic system was all laid out, and also the freshwater incoming fresh water is towards you, towards the bottom of the screen. That's where the water is going to come in under the house. And there's also a gray water drain there. So the shower is going to gray water drain out to some trees. And the bathroom is kind of right there where the main pipe is going down to the sewer, to the septic. And that's the septic tank there with the manhole cover if you need to dig down. And it's right next to the clean out. The blue there was where the actual tank was. And these two red lines are the leach lines, or the drain field, as it's called. So two lines running out towards the east, and that's the end of them there. And so I'm going to come up high to show you kind of the layout where these are if I ever need to find it again, and make sure I don't plow through them with another line or something like that. So there's two leach lines coming out, going east from the house. I forgot which way, how to turn this dang drone. And so they're all buried over now, but let's go way up here and kind of get an orient ourselves where this is at. Ash Creek is to the bottom of the screen, to the south. To the north is um, this round concrete uh, pad where an old water tank was, and there's the trailer there, the two cedar trees or uh, um, juniper trees there by the trailer. Those will always be there for reference, and you can see the power poles over there. So there's the top right hand corner of the screen is the round concrete footing for the tank, and Ash Creek is at the bottom. You can barely see on the very bottom right hand corner the permanent pond there. Um, so there's the other well in the bottom screen now. Um, Off to the left-hand side of the screen now, you can see the old concrete footings where the old solar system was, where that guy was going to mine Bitcoin, but he chopped it all down and left uh, when I bought the property illegally, by the way. It was actually mine, but anyway. So that's the cow tank there. It's not the permanent pond. There's the permanent pond on the top, and it's right next to Ash Creek. Uh, it's um, it's kind of dug right next to the creek, and it's always got full of water. So it's obviously on some sort of shallow water table um, that it just never runs dry. I kind of want to dig all that out and combine those two, make a bigger one, and make a bigger pond that always doesn't go dry. So that would be really nice eventually someday. But I gotta build this house first. So we're looking west down Ash Creek a little bit and kind of backing uh, to the east. And some of the bigger trees there, there's some cottonwoods. Most of it's ash trees. The ones that are kind of goldenish yellow, those are ash trees, and the green ones are still cottonwoods. The the or the light green ones, I should say, are the cottonwoods. There's some dark green ones. Those are oak trees, live oaks that are they keep their leaves. Um, so that's on the very top right hand corner. There's some other permanent ponds up there, an old ranch. That's the Cambridge Ranch, and some other trees. That's the Cambridge Homestead, or one of them. That other homestead at the top of that screen we just passed by too fast. That's That's another neighbor. They're growing a vineyard. They're having growing vineyard. So now we're looking over to the northeast, and that's the edge of my property. You can see all the cleared stuff is my property. Where there's not cleared, it's the edge of my property. And so that's the 300 acres as a round 360 tour. Looking back now towards the center of the south part of my property, where there was the cow tank, the dirt tank, and to the left is the permanent pond. So let's drop down here and get some better footage, lower footage. Um, I guess we'll turn around the other way. And those gray piles are the old mesquites that are dug out and piled up in piles to clear the land way back before my time, like 10 or 15 years ago. So this is going up Ash Creek a little bit. This is now not on my property. I've been trying to acquire this piece, but the old ranch lady, she doesn't want to sell it yet. So, or she can't because it's on some sort of agreement. But now we're going basically west along Ash Creek towards the Chiricahua Mountains. It's the Chiricahua Mountains there in the background, and the headwaters of this Ash Creek are up in the Chiricahuas. And when it floods, the only time Ash Creek ever really runs is when it floods, and at least that's what I've seen. In the monsoons, it's the only time it really runs. Other than that, it's pretty much dry. So turn around back here and face to the east again, and go a little lower along Ash Creek. You can see the lighter green ones are the cottonwoods. Again, the golden ones are the ashes. Dark green ones are the oaks. But it's got not a nice big trees in there. Some grasslands underneath it. I'm going to try to restore a lot of the grasslands and try to put it back to kind of the way it was before. The more grasses you have, and less mesquites, the more the water table is held. The more the ground will hold water and let the creek run more of the year round. If it's just mesquites and no grasses, if it's been overgrazed by cows, then there's no way for the water to infiltrate into the ground because it goes down in through the grass roots. And so if there's no grass roots, it just runs off and flash floods instead of a metered out trickling of the water throughout the year. So we'll try to reestablish the grasses and do away with the mesquites as much as possible. So we're coming in here to the permanent pond again. Try to get a little lower. It's tricky because I haven't not experienced in drone flying, so I don't want to crash into a tree or whatever. But you can see how clear that water is. Once it gets its biology established and balanced, then it really clears up its own water without any effort. So someday I'll have a big, deep pond to swim in or do whatever. But now we're back to the leach field of the septic system, and those red lines, and we'll see the blue lines where the tank is, are just there, and the manhole cover if you ever need to dig that out and um, to go down and service it or whatever like that. And again, that's the lines going into the house, the sewer, 4-inch line going into the bathroom and stuff like that. And there's also a drain line going to the top of the screen to the west. That's going to be a gray water drain. It will drain the shower and off to some trees right in this area. So that's about it for the septic tour and a little bit of Ash Creek to the west. And thanks for hanging out with me. Um, this is me trying to learn how to fly a drone. Yeah, it's a little I get a little wobbly here, I think, but trying to land this thing back on the box. And yep, that's me. Say hi. Howdy, ma'am. Right on. Okay, or sir. Uh, that's my tractor and my Ford truck and My land. All right, let's land this thing, shall we? Try to, anyway. There's a shadow of the drone.